The Anglo-Saxons grew a real love for swords, going beyond just the ceremonial use you'd see in most other Germanic tribes. These swords were buried with the dead, or sometimes passed down and had many different owners over time. They used simple but effective designs. Basically, the iconic sword you picture in your head is what they had. Owners would change and add to the sword over time, making each one quite unique. Though there were clear styles of swords, most ended up bastardized, mixing styles based on the sword's history and the current owner's preferences. Wealthier folk decorated their swords much more, along with their armour and shields, which were highly ornate, even for the time. It's clear that to the Anglo-Saxons, arms and art went hand in hand. Their weapons were filled with symbolism tied to honour and heritage. These would later morph into what we now call heraldry. Older swords and armour weren't just thrown away either. This again shows how much the Anglo-Saxons valued age, experience and heritage. Their thinking might have been, a new sword or fresh armour might look shiny, but it's untested. Older gear is more dependable. It's proved itself. Much like the earlier Germanic tribes, early Anglo-Saxon swords and arms still had runes and animal shapes crafted into them, meant to embed the weapons with magic and deep symbolism. They were one of the main weapons the Anglo-Saxons used in war, alongside the shield. Pole arms and axes were used too, but they had other jobs, like chopping down trees or hunting. Swords, though, were purely weapons of war and self-defense. If you were rich enough to buy one or lucky enough to inherit one, you'd most likely carry your sword with you most of the time for protection if you were a man. They were also the most prestigious weapon, as shown in the art, literature, and archaeology of the time. Every man wanted a sword. Many swords might have even had names, sort of like in Game of Thrones. Sayac swords were obviously very common among the Saxons. They were short swords, or more like large knives, that got even shorter once they reached the British Isles. Most likely they were dead useful during a shield wall, where swinging a full-length sword around weren't possible, but one of these could slip through a small gap. The Sayacs might have also had more practical uses, like hunting, or as a general tool. Many Anglo-Saxons have been found buried with two, so maybe one was for eating and the other.
Be sure to check out my other channel, History Sticks, for the complete, longer and comprehensive video.